Good morning. This is Off the Pitch Special, something that we've planned for you, and we apologize for coming a bit late because we are supposed to come a bit early. But as you can see, we are hosting it from KABULONGA grounds where we are having trials for the Camnet Academy that we are about to form. I'm your host Amos, aka Amore, as always, and I'm not alone on set. I'm joined by one Uncle Rapson, who has been away for some time now. Uncle Rapson, welcome to the show.
And, it's a fantastic environment when you look at the environment in the background where we are witnessing talent identification at its best, and Camnet is actually doing a very, very good job with regards to talent identification, and it's good to be back in the new year.
Very much Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too. It's the first time I'm meeting you this year, right?
Augustine, having an outdoor show where it's something very special, and like what's happening on our background here, it's an event where we are having trials. But anyway, welcome to the show and Happy New Year.
Thank you very much. Happy New Year to you, to return all the glory and honor to the Most High God for the gift of life and good health. It's a very entertaining event. We are seeing the future of Zambian football, because these lads, if they are well managed and well groomed, I think they will play a part in Zambian football, and that's something that we all looking forward to, because we've missed out on Z3 AFCONs and the biggest tournament in the world to miss start tomorrow, the Africa Cup of Nations, and we've been missing out. It's very, very big, so that Zambia has been trying very, very hard to sneak in through the back door.
And perhaps, would you say this is a solution?
Well, the solution begins from such developmental programs that Camnet is actually bringing on board, and I think it's the pressure that we've had in the past, where we need to bring back the glory days, and such talent identification that we're witnessing this morning is actually a good sign that we are headed for better things to come in the future. And those of you who are watching Camnet TV, the team that is being formed now, the team that is being formed now is a team that will probably be a force to reckon with in the Zambian Super League. And probably with time, the program that we have, and I'm sure during the course of this program, we will have a short interview where the program will be outlined on where we want to be as the soccer academy is being launched this morning.
Augustine, we've been here, I think, for an hour or so, and so far so good. Have you identified any talent just from your side?
Yeah, I think we've seen some good footballers. I think we saw the previous game, we had two fantastic left back who were playing in the game. We had a good centre back who was very, very much in command. That's a sign of someone who is a leader, a captain. It starts from this age group, and you can see these boys are fearless. They want to get on the ball and pass it. It's very, very interesting to see that there are a lot of talent out there. If we tap them very well, the future is bright for them and for Zambia.
Maybe for those of our viewers who are trying to get, or maybe to understand what's happening here, this is the trials for the academy, for the Camnet Soccer Academy that is supposed to be formed, and to be highly sponsored by Pastor Moses and Victoria Chilwa and the Camnet crew. And these trials are being headed by head coach, that's one Elijah Chikwanda, and being assisted by Fieldes Musonda and Angorapson. These are names that have been there in the game.
These are coaches that probably, with the experience that they have in the Zambia fraternity, they should be able to put these boys in the right frame of mind. What is more important at this point is that we are bringing in experienced coaches in Elijah Chikwanda, Fieldes Musonda. The most important assignment they have is identifying talent at a very, very high level, so that these kids from the very, very beginning, you appreciate the strength of each and every player in the squad. One of the things that I've noticed this morning is actually one of the goalkeepers who's actually playing in goals here. The boy, from the time that the game started, he's been holding on to the ball. And believe you me, I have not seen this goalkeeper kick the ball. What he's doing is, every time he holds the ball, he's looking for his left back, he's looking for his right back. He wants to start from the wings, he's commanding his defense so well. I think the future is very bright for these young lads. I'm seeing this project being one of the best projects that Zambia will ever witness.
Augustine, what's your take on the coaches that are heading this project?
I think they've gone for the coaches that have done it before. I think it's a good. I think if you look at these players, they are in the right hands, because these coaches have coached players at the highest level. Elijah Chikwanda was formerly of Nkwazi, Napsa Stars, Usaka Moscow Warriors, and Chambeshi just recently. So he knows his way around the game. And if you look at Fieldes Musonda, I think he's someone who has been in the game for so long. He has been part of the youth structures, I think, at different levels. So it's something which will motivate these young lads, because they know they're in the right hands and people who have done it at the right level.
You know, we'll just take a short breather as we come back and discuss more in terms of the two coaches that are heading this and what's the way forward for this academy which is being formed today. So for now, we'll just take a very short break.
Are you a young talented football player? Unlock your international future potential of greatness in soccer. Zambia's greatest soccer talent that the world has been waiting for is about to be revealed. Join young and gifted football players through Camnet Soccer Academy. There will be trials and selection of potential players. Trials to be conducted on 8th January 2022. Camnet Soccer Academy is looking for two categories, namely under 16 and under 18. Don't miss this opportunity of a lifetime. Time 08 hours to 16 hours. Venue KABULONGA Boys Secondary School. Parents, bring and support your children.
Hi there, SGK Properties wants to remind you that there will be life after the festivities. That's why we are here right now presenting you an opportunity to invest in what will literally last you a lifetime. We have various plot sizes in Kabangwe area, just 6.7 kilometers from 6 miles roundabout. Plot sizes range from 20 by 20s, 25 by 20s, 30 by 20s, 35 by 20s, 40 by 20s, 40 by 23s, and 40 by 35s. We also have 1 acre plots located in Lusaka West, 22 kilometers from Lumumba Road on Mungwi Road, going for 180,000 kwacha. Remember, the option to have your dream house or passive income investment property constructed for you with modern finishes and quality care is also available. For more details,
hello, I'm Deborah Lukalu, all the way from South Africa. You are watching Camnet channel, not just another channel. God bless you. Stay tuned.
If there's one thing we won't ignore is the fact that as we discuss the trials that are taking place today, we won't leave the fact that there were games that were being played, that's the Zambian Super League, and we'll just look a bit into that as we'll continue discussing the trials that are being played today. And maybe I'll start with you, Angola. We saw Red Arrows trending down, failing to go top of the table against Indeni.
Well, Red Arrows on Wednesday had an opportunity to go top of the league, and to see them fail to score a goal, of course, in the absence of one James Chamanga. They saw his father resting in peace. He was being buried during the course of the week, and when you look at that opportunity that they had, I think for me, they should have taken those chances that they had in the They created quite a number of chances, but they couldn't just score, bury the ball behind the back of the net, and it gave an opportunity for Green Buffaloes to start the second round of fixtures top of the league, when the opposite should have been true. Because as at Wednesday, everybody else was playing their week 17 games, and Red Arrows had themselves to blame, really. And I think for the first time, I sat back and I said, the services of one James Chamanga, who buried 2 goals over the weekend at Sunset Stadium was actually being very, very missed in that particular game, and they should have done way, way better. I'm only hoping that coming into this game this afternoon, for me, between the two games, Indeni, no disrespect, the game between Indeni and Red Arrows should have gone top of the league on Wednesday, having in mind that they are going to face a very, very resurgent Zesco United Football Club, who are also looking forward to being top of the league. So when it comes to this afternoon's game, it's a very, very tricky encounter for them. When you look at the opponent in Zesco United, which they are facing, they missed the chance to go top of the league on Wednesday. They should have done better in that game. It's a situation where you bring in a veteran player in the name of Simwanza, who goes in, and it was a very, very strange substitution. The guy played probably 20-25 minutes and was taken off again. It was very, very disappointing for Coach Simbewe and these lads.
Augustine, I know it was very disappointing for you seeing, and I'm sure you were there with Angorapto. And I can imagine as we are discussing, I think the guys have equalized who were, I think, no, they've scored now. They are leading.
It's 1-1.
No, they are leading. No, they've equalized. The guys have equalized, but as we discussed that, how did you take the draw? Because it was something that you highly anticipated that day. You said it clearly to say once Arrows had won that game, things were going to be different.
I think going into the game, I always thought it was going to be tricky, because in then I've always been in a tricky position, especially for Red Arrows, because the last time Red Arrows beat Indeni was back in 2012, if I'm not mistaken. So it was a matter of Red Arrows now title credentials being put to test. I think that was a very, very real test, and now you find the answers that we have been looking for. As Red Arrows title contenders, there are still some question marks on the back of that performance against, and then you could see the pressure go to them. They were very, very nervous. They were in a hurry to do things, and they missed a lot of chances which they could have buried on another day, and the focal point was Ricky Banda. He was the main man up top. Him being a former Indeni player, I think he wanted to prove something.
I wanted to talk about Kayembe.
Yeah. Mistake by the technical bench, which I think they'll just learn from and get better in the next game. So the Red Arrows had the very, very good opportunity to go top against Indian, which they messed up. I think Red Arrows every time whenever they have got these big opportunities, especially when the microscope is on Red Arrows, I feel they find it very, very hard to get the result.
And Rapson, I saw you wanting to pop in.
I think Augustine has been spot on when you look at Indeni Football Club when they were coming into that game. They have two problems. One, I think they are the worst defense, second worst defense in the league in terms of conceded goals. And secondly, their strikers are also the second worst striking force
in the league.
So if you are playing such kind of a team, that team, they are like draw masters. They can't score. They are very poor at conceding. So when you meet a team that is very ambitious like Red Arrows, because I'm sure they want to go back to continental football.
Yeah.
And the opportunity they had on Wednesday, really, I think they will live to remember that opportunity, because it will be worse this afternoon when they face Zesco United. I know it's a game of 90 minutes, but when you look at Zesco United and the ambition that Zesco United has, of course, they need to deal with the impact of having one of their pillars of their strike force in the name of Jesse Jackson, who has left and joined Kansanshi Dynamos, and we saw him play a game yesterday against Zanaco FC at Sunset Stadium, and to get into that game, I think Red Arrows and Zesco United are also trying to dislodge Green Buffaloes on top, so it will be very, very interesting. But I think the worst mistake for Red Arrows was to have the tactical approach to that game against Indeni very, very poorly. Very, very poorly, I must say.
Would you say, was it tactically poorly, or maybe it was an issue of them not having James Chamanga in?
I think if it's an issue of James Chamanga.
Augustine, you brought up an issue of saying why is it that most Zambian clubs depend on one person to score?
Yeah, but if you look at Red Arrows this season, I think it has been a little bit different compared to the past 2 seasons. I think it was heavily dependent on James Chamanga, but this season it's a bit different because Ricky Banda is the current top scorer for Red Arrows. And if you saw the game against Simba, when they had to overturn the game, they never had James Chamanga in that game, and they played very well and won the game. So it wasn't a matter of James Chamanga. I think the only part where James Chamanga would have played a very, very big role is trying to calm the nerves of the young lads. Let's come down and just get the job done. Maybe probably that would have been the other part which James Chamanga could have been done better because he's experienced, he understands the occasion, because it was all about the occasion getting to the Red Arrows players, in my own opinion, or the way I analyze the game. It was the same with Kai Warriors when they played Zanaco at Red Arrows Stadium, when they had the chance to get into the Absa Cup. They did the same, just like what Red Arrows do. It was a matter of the occasion getting to them.
Anyway, for those who are just joining us, this is Off the Pitch special where we are hosting it here at the KABULONGA grounds, KABULONGA Secondary School, where we are having trials for the Camnet Academy. The selection will be done today, and kick-starting the league, it will be done in 2 weeks from now. But it's something that we say it's special because we are discussing nothing but the best as well in terms of our league, and we'll give you more information in terms of what's really happening here. But Uncle Rapson, looking at, I would maybe jump to the game that you said it would be a very difficult encounter today when Red Arrows faces Zesco United. Are we seeing a different approach to this game?
Well, I think from my understanding of how the game is going to flow this afternoon, it's a situation where Numba Mamba also needs to lessen the pressure that the fans have, because the type of pressure that I'm getting from the fans is that they are missing Jesse Were, because that is a guy who has won a century goals for the club. He's been very dedicated for the last 5 years at the club. To see him leave, the one who's going to take over the mantle of being a striker there is now Pedro. Pedro, from the one who joined them from Trident, the current top scorer in the Eden University League. Of course, he has left now, is with the Zesco United. I would like to see how he responds, because now he's getting into that position based on the record that Jesse Were has left for the club. But the question that we have is Numba Mamba going to put his lads in a position where they're able to respond and make the fans understand and become comfortable that the team that has been made, the team that is being made now, is actually a team that is going to be a force to reckon with in the Zambian football fraternity, because he needs to make fans understand that players come and players go. We've seen great players come, great players go. The name of the game remains, the name of the club remains, and we are yet to see how they respond against Red Arrows this afternoon. Remember, Red Arrows also is also coming from a very bad patch of failing to beat in Delhi, and now they are facing a resurgent Zesco United, whose coach is under pressure to record the victory and go top of the league. So it's a very tricky encounter, if you ask me.
Let's look at the shoes of Miguel Augustine. He has to fill in the shoes that were left by Jackson Jesse Were.
Yeah, Pedro Miguel is I was thinking of Miguel Chayo. Yeah, Pedro Miguel is coming in and from Trident. I think this is a very different league. It's on a higher level, if I have to be honest. I think we've seen players that have come from the National League. They've come with a lot of hype, and then when they get to this big league, they fought. I think one example was Alfonso when Kansashi came up. I think he was one player who we wanted to see how good he was, because he was being talked about very highly. He came into the Super League and he really found it difficult. Alfonso, when his first time of asking at Kansashi Dynamos, and we saw another player who moved from Konkola Blades. He was the top scorer from Konkola Blades last season. This is Mwanga. He moved to Kansashi Dynamos, and you could see he's struggling still. He started yesterday against the partner Jesse Jackson Were, and you could see that this league it's unforgiving league. I think even Pedro Miguel is coming in with a whole lot of hype, but he needs time to settle, because it's very difficult for both him and Zesco United to find the right play to try and suit both the team and the player. But we just hope you score goals, because this United have struggled in terms of finding that main man to score a lot of goals, because that top scorer is Kelvin Mumanga currently this season with 4 goals. So Zesco United, which probably would be among the ones which wins the title.
It's very disheartening at this level. It's mid-season and you're talking about the
top scorer with 4 goals, and that's a side which is talked about to win the league title. I think that's very much disappointing. You look at GBFC, there are 2 strikers. Between them, they have scored about 21 goals, more than half of the teams in the league. Because we've got even Red Arrows who are second, they have scored 17 goals the entire season. So you can see two strikers in Friday Sam and Martin Jove, they scored 21 goals just between them, and they have scored more than half the teams in the league. So I think you can see scoring has always been a difficult issue when it comes to Zambian football.
But what are you expecting in today's game?
It's going to be very tough, very tough for both Red Arrows and Zesco United. I think Red Arrows, the disadvantage they get is they are playing home away from home, because they are playing the game at the Edwin Imboela Stadium. It's going to be very tricky for the Airmen. I think on the other side, you look at it, Red Arrows, they haven't beaten Zesco United for so many years at Nkoloma Stadium. Maybe it can be a blessing in disguise that they're playing this game at Edwin Imboela Stadium. And if you look at Red Arrows' form this season, they have won 8 games in the league. 5 have come away from home, only 3 at home. So probably when they play at the Nkoloma Stadium, there's that added pressure. Now that pressure is not there. They are taking on a Zesco United, which is it's there for the taking for any team, if you have to be honest, in the Super League. Zesco United do not look like a real force, but sometimes they do get the job done, even in an ugly way. We saw that when they played the Prison Leopards in Kawe just recently. Prison Leopards dominated the game and missed a lot of chances. Zesco United got the result. So this is how Zesco United are probably.
Let's just take a short breather, Augustine, as we get back to finish what you were saying. We'll just take a short break.
And better. You can now watch Camnet TV wherever you are around the world, simply by downloading the Camnet TV app. With Camnet TV app, you only use less bundles. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Tell your mother, Happy Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Christmas. To all our Camnet TV viewers, you have been a blessing. The Healing Word Ministries International, the church that my wife and I pastor, you are just phenomenal. May the Lord bless you in 2022.
For the Lord to allow us to enter into 2022 by His special grace, we can only say, Lord, we thank you for your mercies and grace. We've gone through a lot of things in 2021, but God has given us a fresh start, a brand new day. We are entering it with the right footing and putting God ahead of us, knowing that it's by His mercies and grace. We know that we cannot do it without Him. Personally, my husband and I, we cannot do anything without the Lord. We refuse to take Him for granted or think we are any more special than all of you people. May God bless you, Camnet TV viewers. You are just the best. God bless you, world. God bless you, Healing Word Ministries. We love you. And keep watching Camnet TV, because Camnet TV is not just another channel.
You were born
for greatness.
Welcome back to the show again, and this morning we are privileged to host our pastor Moses Chiruba, who is actually carrying the whole vision that we have as off-the-pitch crew, as well as the Camnet crew that manages the whole station. And it's a very rare privilege to interview the interviewer. who is always hosting National Matters on our TV show, and it's always a pleasure to have you, Pastor Moses Chiluba. Good morning and welcome.
Sir, it's good to be here.
Welcome.
To be in the middle of analysts who are very critical.
This morning, the critic aspect of it is not going to be much with you, but what we want to understand is the project that you are carrying now. Can you briefly tell us about what made you get motivated to come up with this particular project in the background that we are witnessing this morning as a Camnet Soccer Academy?
Well, thank you, Mrs. Kombe. My wife and I, for the past 4 years or so, we've been brooding over this, looking at the standards. Coaches that understand the game. As you know, we have Coach Kwanda, we have Coach Musonda, and some assisting coaches, including John Kaunda, who is a very seasoned senior man. There are a lot of FAS officials here who are monitoring this, who just said, Pastor, we want to be part of this. We are very grateful, but we want to produce players for the international circuit.
Briefly, most of the soccer academies, when they are starting, they begin by looking at very young players. But when you look at the type of teams that the type of players that we are experiencing this morning, there are two categories that you've chosen. And could there be a very special reason why you've picked the under 16 and the under 18s at the moment to begin with, so that we get to understand where the vision is going?
That's very good. Camnet stars have been invited to go and participate in the World Cup from the American side. So on the 26th of July, 20 boys have to fly to America, and they want the under 19, under 18 just somewhere there. So these coaches have a task now to raise a team that they can groom in
within 6 months.
6 months and prepare them. And not only that, we have been, Camnet Stars is now in Division 4 of FAS. Today, we were supposed to play another team. So because that's when the coaches are making the selection, we asked for exemption that they give us 2 weeks. So we've been exempted for 2 weeks.
Great.
In the next 3 weeks, we have to face the team that they'll give us.
We've seen the preparedness of the. I've looked around. I've looked at the coaches that you've mentioned. We have the experience of Elijah Chikwanda, who's part of this project, and they have a very huge task in the next 6 months to make sure that the team is well prepared. And these are lads that are going to carry the Zambian flag, representing Camnet Stars at the tournament that you've mentioned. Now, when it comes to the local league, what is your vision? Are you going to maintain the young lads at the ages of 16 and 18 to participate in the Division 4 that you've mentioned? In an event that the team is progressing, how far do you want Camnet Stars to go? Or will it be limited to the academy and the grooming of these youngsters that we are seeing in the background?
Not really, Mr. John Sikombe. These coaches, once they finish with the 19, they select the team. They are dropping to the under 12, under 14, and under 16.
Oh, great.
So they will be training. We will announce, the coaches will announce on TV. Very shortly, there will be trials for the under 12 and under 14, because we want to raise a team from 12, 14, 16,
and 18.
The problem that we have, especially maybe in Africa, we don't have consistency.
Exactly.
Once these graduate, you have no one to fill in. But Camnet Stars and the coaches, they've taken that and reading the mood. They don't want to be stuck at any point.
That's a bit I've been struggling to get out of you, and now that you've mentioned that, it gives me comfort that even the ones that we are doing trials for now, under 16s and under 18s, at some point when they cross that stage, we wanted to bridge the gap on who's going to take over from them. And now that you've mentioned that the trials are still coming down to the under 17, 12, 14, 16 and up to 18, it gives me comfort that Camnet Stars is a big project that the country must expect to see, and we are going to make sure that these lads behind get all the support. And it's always a pleasure to have you, Pastor. Any last remarks as you go and interact with the parents who brought the kids for these trials?
The last remarks, I can just say that let the nation watch this team, where it's going. You asked me a question, though you didn't follow up. You said, what's your vision
in moving from Division 4? How far do you want to go? Do you expect Camnet Stars to be playing in the Premier League at some point?
And vision is to get into Premier League. Once we get into Premier League, I want to assure you that we'll dominate the league.
That's very good.
The league.
Augustine, any questions?
I think how impressed have you been with the turnouts, especially that a lot of boys have turned up, and the support from the parents? How encouraging is that?
I am so grateful. If it's just that your cameras are here, if people can see the parents here and there, because they are teams. We have over 100 boys, 200 boys. I didn't expect that to go to this, but I am so impressed. And also, one thing I must assure you, Augustine, these coaches, they have a mammoth task, because when they finish this, they will be getting into the recruitment of girl child.
Oh, lovely.
We have the girl child who should dominate also in the Shipolo Polo.
Yes.
So it's not a small vision. The Bible says, I'm a preacher, do not despise the small beginnings. But what you are seeing here, it's a great team, to say the least.
The project is big.
The project is big.
What we can say for now is the trials are continuing in the background. Very good players. I've seen two brilliant goalkeepers and two left backs, Augustine, that are very impressive. And the project we have on the 26th of July, I think the nation is here to watch. And we are going to take a very short break, and we'll be right back.
And before we break, Mr. You as crew team, we are not just taking the team there. They've asked Camnet TV to beam from there. How you do it? But we are going to show Zambia the World Cup. All the matches will be beamed from the US, and the Camnet will carry them live.
Or the games that you are going to participate in?
Yes, in July.
Great. So, for the viewers out there, we are having a very special show this morning where we are broadcasting live from KABULONGA Boys Secondary School, where we are having trials for the Camnet Soccer Academy. We have a huge tournament coming up on the 26th of July, and this selection of the players, the coaches in Elijah Chikwanda, the coaches in Fides Msonda, have 6 months to come up with a very formidable squad that is going to represent this nation and raise the flag very high at that level. For now, we are going to take a very short break, and we'll be right back with the Zambian Super League games that will be held this afternoon. Pastor, thank you so much for being with us. And
thank you for hosting me.
Sure, we'll be with you.
On behalf of my wife, we are grateful for the opportunity.
I've seen mummies around, and it's always nice to see her supporting the vision that you have together. And I think it's always nice when you have back support, backroom support.
That's right.
At this level of engagement. And we'll take a very short break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, dear viewers, and we're having a very, very special show this morning. This project that you have now, we are seeing activities that are going on here. What is basically your role in this particular process that we are carrying out now?
Well, right now it has been nice because we are now identifying the talent from these young boys. So far, so good. It's going on so well. We have boys who are determined to play, and then I think the project is going on very well. We are seeing talent. If you have seen, it's all a good football that we are seeing here. Even right now, I can hear a team has scored.
A team has scored on the other side. This other game in the background is actually on standby.
It's so entertaining. So to say, it's so entertaining, and it's nice that we are identifying future talent for Zambia. It's not Camnet, but Zambia as a whole.
This project is coming up. Pastor was just telling us about the upcoming tournament on the 26th of July that you are preparing the team for. You basically have 6 months to prepare the team, to select the players, prepare the team, and go and participate. And for the pastor's vision, it's not mere participation, it's raising the name of this country, bringing the name of Zambia at that level to a level where it should be back to the glory days that we used to have in your olden days, where we could see the Zambia national soccer team having a variety of players being hosted. Do you look at the time that you have between now and June to prepare the team? Is it sufficient for you to have a formidable team that is going to be a force to reckon with at that tournament in the United States of America?
Of course, I'm happy with what is going on, because I'm seeing good talent to these boys. I'm actually impressed with the talent that I've seen this morning, because I didn't expect that we'll have these players that have come up on this program. We shall make them more better than they are, and I think they are equal to the task.
Augustine, so the coach is available, and the coach is being assisted by one of the veteran coaches in the Zambian soccer fraternity in Fides Msonda. Any particular combination that we are seeing in these two experienced coaches bringing these young lads together and forming a team that will go and participate at that level? Do you have any other question that you need Coach Elijah Chikwanda to actually clarify in the process of this project that we are seeing in the background?
I think, like I said earlier, I think they have gone for people who have done it at the highest level. These are two people who are handling the boys. I think the boys are in very, very good hands, because these two coaches have done it at the highest level. So my question is, goes to Coach. Coach, how much time do you need to work on these boys for them to be perfect? I think if you look at the 6 months period, it's just the start. I think it's not the end of the program. After 6 months, you still need to get these players probably get to playing in the Super League and the national team. So how much work do you have on your hands?
Well, it's talent identification. It's gradual. Yeah, as we are identifying them, then we work on them. I think the level where they are now, by the time we come to prepare them for we start preparing for the tournament, they will be more better, because right now they are just playing, they are just showing their skill, but now we will coordinate them, and I think we will give them the necessary drills that will make them as a good team, which will combine them together. Coach, which will make a good team for Camnet.
Coach, you have 2 weeks. You've been
Camnet.
Coach, you have 2 weeks. You've been given 2 weeks grace period to start participating in the league. Prior to Team 4, which is going to happen on the 26th of July, you've been given 2 weeks to make a formidable team that will start participating in the league. How is your program towards aligning with the first calendar that you've been given?
Well, right now I can't say we can, in these 2 weeks we can prepare a team which maybe be very perfect, but graduating is different.
We've been hosting Coach Elijah Chikwanda, who's behind this project, together with Pastor Moses and Victoria Chiruba, that are bringing in the Camnet Soccer Academy that has been launched this morning. And we will take a very, very short break, and on the other side we will give you the highlights of the Zambian Super League and the games that are coming up this afternoon and probably tomorrow. The beginning of the AFCON is also...
TV is becoming big and better. You can now watch Camnet TV wherever you are around the world, simply by downloading the Camnet TV app. With Camnet TV app, you only use less bundles. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Hello, I'm Deborah Lukalu, all the way from South Africa. You are watching Camnet channel, not just another channel. God bless you. Stay tuned.
Are you a young talented football player? Unlock your international future potential of greatness in soccer. Zambia's greatest soccer talent that the world has been waiting for is about to be revealed. Join young and gifted football players through Camnet Soccer Academy. There will be trials and selection of potential players. Trials to be conducted on 8th January 2022. Camnet Soccer Academy is looking for 2 categories, namely under 16 and under 18. Don't miss this opportunity of a lifetime. Time 08 hours to 16 hours. Venue KABULONGA Boys Secondary School. Parents, bring and support your children.
Pieces, contact us on 0762 166018 or scan the QR code you see on the screen to access us on WhatsApp directly. SGK Group, serving generations through knowledge.
Hello, I'm Deborah Lukalu, all the way from South Africa. You are watching Camnet channel, not just another channel. God bless you. Stay tuned.
We celebrate.
Welcome back to the show, and it's a very, very, very special show that we are hosting this morning. The show is coming from you, it's coming to your screens live from KABULONGA Boys Secondary School, where Camnet Stars has launched the Camnet Soccer Academy called Camnet Stars. And this particular morning, we are having trials for the under 18s and under 16s that will be participating in a tournament that will be held in the United States of America on the 26th of July this year. And Camnet TV is going to broadcast that particular tournament live on our channel, channel 274, which is not just another channel. And this morning, interestingly, we have selected a few parents that have brought their children for these particular trials, and we just want to just have a feel of what they think the project and how they think the children that are actually participating in these particular trials are going to perform, and the outcomes as expected from these supporting parents. Good morning and welcome to the show, madam.
Good morning, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. It's always a pleasure to see a mother supporting children in the background. Gone are the days when we used to force children to say, go to school, just go to school, just concentrate on school. I think the scenario is changing now, where we are now seeing parents supporting the children in terms of sport as well, being balanced with the academic life. What is your take about this particular project that Camnet TV has started before we come to the children that you brought to this show?
Okay, I think that this is a very, very important undertaking for the generation that we are in. As you said, that gone are the days when parents used to force children to just cram the books and do all that. But now we are into identifying the talents of the children so that they can marry them with education. So we are grateful that Camnet TV, which is not just another channel, is here and has moved into this aspect of identifying talent. We are really so grateful to the channel.
When you look at the project in the background, which is currently going on, in the interest of the ones that are seeing us live on TV now, briefly tell us about the categories of the children that you brought this morning and what you are seeing so far. Have you been impressed with the organization and what is going on at the point?
Yes, of course, the organization is amazing actually. We were here around 6:30 and there are already parents and children flocking in. By the time 7 was coming up, a lot of parents were here already with a lot of children as well. So we are grateful to the organizers for this beautiful, beautiful undertaking, and job well done.
What are the name of the children that you brought for this particular trial? Because I want to look out for them so that I know whether they are preparing to play the ABSA Cup, because I can see you are very clad in the ABSA and the tournament is coming up very soon. And in the near future, these are the same lads that will be watching in this tournament that you're well captured in.
Yeah.
What are the names of the lads that you brought this morning?
There's Josh Muchema and Lutomand.
And you know you are live on TV, and when that kind of announcement comes where the two names have been mentioned, and we are only hoping that Coach Elijah Chikwanda and Fiude Simpson are going to see these particular talents. Next to the madam, we have the man that is also bringing the children as part of the support system in the households that we are living in. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning, thank you.
The project is going through and the plans that we have as Camnet TV with regards to talent identification. What prompted you to actually step out of your house, in the comfort of that house, and bring your children to this particular academy that we have launched this morning?
Really what prompted me to come to the academy was I wanted to see and identify talent in my children, and just to be part of what other children and what other parents are doing. I believe it's a very important thing to do, in the sense that education, like my wife said, is not the only thing now. You really have to identify other things which you can combine with education in order for a child, I think, to be able to make it in life. Like you see, in terms of education, when you just have a child just being educated in academics, this time you find that it's becoming very difficult, more especially in Zambia. They can't even get jobs, but if they've got another talent, the chances are that he can also participate in other things and be able to be a better citizen.
You've touched my heart. The mere fact that you've spoken about the combination of the talent and the academic side of things. I'm one of the victims, by the way, where I used to play football. At some point, I played from Vria Wanderers way back in 1998. I used to be one of the players there. When I got my results to go to the University of Zambia and pursue my degree, the family sat down and said, football is for dull people. Why do you want to undertake this project and continue playing football when you have an opportunity to go back to school? But I think you've stressed this fact that those days are gone. Talent and academics can be combined and children can have the best of the things that they want in life. Thank you so much for the support that you are giving to these wonderful children, and to see a couple bringing the kids together gives me a very, very good heads up towards the identification of these talents, and thank you so much.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Sure. Once again, this is a team that is beaming this particular show live from KABULONGA, the secondary school, where we are having these trials for the under 17 and under 20 and under 19, under 18 and under 16s in the background. We have two pitches that we are having, and now I am now joined by another set of parents that have brought their children to this particular show, and welcome this morning. Thank you so much for making time and bringing the children. You know, this weather, for parents to leave their homes and just come and support their children, very rare occasion that we are seeing in these particular times, and I would like to welcome you to this particular interview.
Thank you so much. We are so grateful.
Of course, the story can go without talking about the men support systems in our homes, and welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you, community TV viewers.
It's always a pleasure to actually have parents supporting the children, and briefly tell us about what prompted you to bring your kids to this particular event, which has been running on our TV screens, that we're having these particular trials.
First and foremost, actually, we are so grateful that Camnet came up with this program. Just to talk about our son, this talent actually began playing football at the age of 10. And then, you know, when he went into boarding, actually I was at Imperembe Secondary School, he told me, "No, Mommy, I'm playing football." But there was one particular time where he didn't actually do very well. And I said, "No, you have to stop football." "No, not me. They will play with you. You're just thinking of football." So the condition that Dad and I put up was, if you do very well, they will allow you to continue. And actually, it's hard, and he performed well. And we allowed him. And during holidays, he would come and join the friends, actually. Play football, and we could see this interest. One amazing thing was is being a supporter of Chelsea, then he moved to Manu. And then one time Manu had lost. Did I find my son hiding in the corner in the sitting room? And he was busy crying. I said, "Mother, what's wrong with you?" "No, Daddy, my team has lost. It has gotten to this." So I actually tell the dad, "Do you know that this child actually has a passion for football?" And I began to follow him slowly. And I'm so grateful that today, even as he came here and he was playing, and he's in the team where he was put in, he actually scored a goal today.
Wow, congratulations. Yes. So he's actually vindicating himself that he can actually combine academics together with support. I think the boy is going to go higher and higher and higher, especially with this particular platform.
Very much.
Wishing you all the best.
Thank you.
Even as the trials are going on, hoping that Mwape gets to be shortlisted for the team. And probably with this complete support system, we're going to have him fly to the United States of America for that tournament.
That's our prayer.
As the head of the house, what are your comments about the performance of Mwape?
This boy, like the mother said, has been having this interest in football from the early age, and actually most of the time when he says, "Look, If others can do it like Dak and those who are making it in football, why can't I do it? And then I was saying, no, my son, you don't have to just concentrate on football. First lane. I said, but they're making more money than those who are in the, who have spent so much like you, Dad. You have finished all the programs. But you see, this guy makes some money just from one game. So I said, okay, fine. Those are gone are the days when parents were stopping us and choosing the careers for us. If there is the talent in you and you feel you can do it, well, prove yourself, we'll support you. And when we heard about Camnet, we knew that something good is coming up with Camnet, because it's a different channel. It's not just another channel. It's something that is demonstrating, is walking the talk, as politicians call it.
And once you join us with your support, and we are walking the talk with, of course, our hosts, Pastor Moses and Victoria Chimba, who are carrying this particular vision, and with the support that we are getting from the parents. And I think this message goes to the rest of the children and the rest of the parents who are watching this particular show live, that supporting your children with regards to education as well as their sports talents, different sports talents. Here we are focusing on football, but remember, talents are in many, many ways, and just keep providing that support to the rest of the children and give them that support, because academics combined with sport makes a child complete, well developed and complete.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being part of the show this morning, and we look forward to seeing you around. The trials are still going on.
Thank you.
Just want to congratulate Camnet, and especially our parents, Pastor Moses and Mama Victoria, for this wonderful initiative. It's so wonderful. It's the first one, and we can only wish that it goes beyond and it becomes.
His vision is very, very clear. He talked about seeing Camnet Stars dominating the Zambian Super League in the few years to come, and looking forward to putting back the name of soccer, the name of the country, back to the glory days with the talents of Mwape. I would like to see that boy one day, and I'll sit back and I say, can we play back that video, that show that we had, and bring back this player and just show this boy to say, we promoted the team, we promoted the Camnet Stars together, and now those are the stars that when you sit back, one transfer into the United Kingdom,
you would do
like
it.
you said, these boys are making money. One transfer of one player, the parents remain smiling for the rest of the
I tell you.
Thank you so much for your time, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Once again, we are joined by another parent. We are joined by another parent who's managed to bring the children to this particular show, and I would like to welcome you to this show this morning. Good morning, and welcome to the show, ma'am.
Good morning. Thank you very much. To appear on Camnet TV, which is not just another channel, but what?
Thank you very much, ma'am. And coming back to this particular organization that we have at the moment, and looking at what is going on in the background, what prompted you to bring? Is it your children? Who have you brought to this particular trial that we are having this morning?
Here, I am Peggy Mwapemlenga. I have brought my grandson, Daniel Sapao. What prompted me, I always see my grandson go out to play football. Where we live in Emersdale Police Camp, they have formed up a football team. And they do even compete with other teams, and it involves money. Only other thing, the other part of which they do with his friends, they go out and do some piecework, and they preserve the money for the football competition.
So the passion begins from there.
Yeah. So when I saw the advert on TV, I asked him to say, are you willing to go and compete there? He agreed. And hence we are here today. And he's in the pit.
Being a good grandmother that you always do, blessing these little ones is always nice. To see a woman of your age supporting grandchildren for this particular show makes me smile and have that pride and confidence that you just haven't concentrated on the children being indoors, but you've also gone a little bit further to understand what your grandchild actually likes to do the most. And to see you support the children, come to this particular trial, I would like to thank you so much. And I can only wish our grandson, the name again?
Daniel Sapao.
Daniel Sapao. We'll look forward to that name when the shortlist is completed, and hopefully he's going to put a smile on your face and say, Granny,
he will
I've made it.
Thank you very much.
No, thank you so much for the show. Ladies and gentlemen, dear viewers who are joining us this morning, probably the time has moved now. We are in the afternoons of this show. We are coming to you live on your screens from KABULONGA Secondary School, where we are actually hosting the trials for Camnet Soccer Academy that has been launched this morning. And we will come back very, very shortly after this break, when we will talk about the Zambian Super League games that will be kicking up starting in the next 45 minutes. Is a double header at Edwin Imboela Stadium to kickstart the show, and there's one game that is being hosted right in Kitwe, where Power Dynamos is taking on Konkola Blades this afternoon. And we will be right back after this very, very short break to discuss now what the rest of football. Okay, so now
I wanted the
was design
I wanted him Ngabayo.
And I is a camera.
Camera,
and then you set us up. Super good. With some sound here.
There's some more.
Speaking out. Again.
All right, on your screens right now, you are watching the trials for the under-18s that are actually going on now. And Augustine, look at the talent that we have in here. Look at how the boys are turning and passing the ball, as if they've been together for a couple of months, and yet it's a very, very, very first day that these guys are being together. What is your take about what is going on right now, and how the boys are able to pass the ball in this particular magic pitch, but they're able to do what they're doing?
I think they have been very, very impressive. You can see these young lads, they're fearless, they all want to get on the ball and pass it. I've been impressed with the combinations. This is the first time that these boys are playing together, but you can see there's a lot of understanding. That chemistry, you can see their build-up play. Mostly the ball, they are starting it from the back and building up slowly, like they have started. Those are the two centre backs. They're building slowly into midfield, and the transition is very, very smooth. As you can see, that these are the young boys, and it's very impressive. Boys at this young age, they can understand the game and have that departmental discipline. It's a very, very good side for these young lads.
Particularly of interest in this particular game is the command that we are able to see from the centre back in the orange bibs that are on the field of play. You can see the way the young lad is commanding his defense. He doesn't want any of the right back or left back to be actually found wanting, and it gives me that sense of pride that he wants to command the defense and security at the back so as to protect his goalkeeper. Very, very interesting actually.
Yeah, as you can see, I think that's just the basics of football. I think the way these lads are playing the back four, you can see that the starting points of the two full backs, it's always ahead of the two centre backs, which is the basic of football. All the full backs should play ahead of the two centre backs, and you can see the command from the centre backs are always pushing their defense up. The midfielders is so solid, just sitting in front of them. This ball is very, very impressive. The left footer playing on the left wing, and the two full backs. Yeah, very, very good play.
Look at the way he's running. Look at his run. Perfect run, and a cross goes in there, and literally finding nobody in that space, and there goes the guys in green. They're actually playing from the midfield, and look at the command from there. Look at the switch. these boys are just a marvel to watch, Augustine.
Yeah, very, very impressive. I think intelligent on the ball. Their movement is very good, and we should talk about the goalkeepers. I think there's one goalkeeper who has stood out. I think he's calling for the ball now. The goalkeeper receives the ball. This boy is a very, very good goalkeeper. His distribution, on point. I think he's one for the future. He's one that we look forward to seeing in the next 5 or 6 years in the Zambian Super League and the national team at large.
There's a foul now. One player is down, and I think for me, when you look at this goalkeeper, I've watched him from the time that we arrived this morning at KABULONGA Secondary School, where these trials are actually going on. He's probably made only one ball that he decided to shoot and take it like a goal kick where it went over the center line. 99% of the time when he's in charge of the ball, he's looking forward to look at his left back, his right back, his center backs to start the ball from behind. They are really building from behind. These lads are playing as if they've been training together for the last probably 6 months.
Exactly. I think modern day goalkeeping, I think you have to be very, very good with your footwork. And this goalkeeper is a very good example. I think you remember Manchester City, Pep Guardiola signed Claudio Bravo. It didn't work out. Then he went for Edson Moret because he wanted the goalkeeper who can be part of the play. He can build from the back, starting with the goalkeeper. And this is one goalkeeper who is very, very good in terms of ball distribution, his reading of the game, and his commanding his area. He's always commanding his defenders to defend outside the box, which is very, very impressive. He receives the ball, he distributes it very well. He's very confident on the ball. Very, very good side for a young goalkeeper.
Yeah, interesting scenes that are happening now. And when you turn back, Augustine, there's another pitch right behind the scenes this side where there's another set of trials that are going on there, and we will be going to cover that game as well, just to see on how best we can see how we can identify these particular talents of these boys that are appearing this morning, this afternoon actually, because we started broadcasting for morning and switching between morning and afternoon. Yeah, so it's oh, there goes a foul now, and the referee has blown for a foul there, and let's see how they are going to take that particular one, because I want to see where these guys are actually consistent with regards to starting the ball right at the back, their confidence level. Look at the center back. He's even giving a signal of where the ball must drop. They start.
I think that's the pattern of play from both teams. I think they are very, very confident to build from the back, progress. I think it's very, very good if you see these boys understanding the transition of progressing very, very well in between the thirds and getting to the attacking thirds. I think they are doing very, very well, these young lads. In the six months that is it 6 months that they've talked about, where they're going to work on them, they're going to polish these young lads. Coach Barich Kwanda is very, very confident that this team will go a long way.
Yeah. Clearly they will go a long way, and they have a very, very big battle that they've been given a grace period of 2 weeks to start participating in the Division 4 league organized by FAS, and to see the lads playing like this, gelling as a team, starting the ball from the back, playing from the back, getting into that midfield space, and just doing the basics of what we are seeing in the Zambian Super League. Seeing that particular aspect starting at this particular level of football gives me comfort that this project is going to be a very, very big success.
It's going to be a very, very big success. We've seen fearless boys who are very, very confident. I think we'll be speaking to one of the boys very soon. These are very, very young lads. They look like they've got a very bright future in football. If they just keep their feet on the ground, they concentrate on what they love doing, which is playing football. And with the support from the parents, which has been immense, I think it's been very, very important to see how these lads have been supported by their families.
Okay. Interesting scenes. This young man called Emano.
Banda.
So you know that Emano Banda, who's playing some very brilliant football in the Zambian Super League?
Yes.
Okay, manje Emano Banda bakuleta ku madraws in Wandandel.
Nzanga wabatadde.
Banakuona bwanje ndio chabola.
Tumatea bola kuja kwatala niona so na interest ya bola.
Nenzina kuona manje ulina maizi yangati?
14 years.
Okay, ulina 14 years nenzina kuona nishimute ya bola omo. Wagwira bola kabiri katatu uyuzingana kakondoka ku left wenzo funo nyunya chija chimudala chija chikundugera chenze ku 3. Wachairapo kasikonkika mozi kachi. Confidence yenzi yachoka kuti yoteana yofuna kunyunya ma defender mwewenzo kubanyunyira.
In support amnaza kunipasa.
Ma midfielders. Because benzi wakupasa po bola inangwa hapa nishititamba wabwera wa America akalibe kufika wachapona ka 1-2 unapunzira bwanji vija vonse vene mchita.
Tumatrainer kuna matimu yatu amnali ku lodge, state lodge.
State lodge. So chalengeza kuti banzao babadadi bakulete ku Camnet Academy. Uonapo bwanji vamene uona kuna program yene tili nayo. Uzakwanisa unkala uja superstar wene tifuna kupanga.
Nzakwanisa.
Okay, zikomo. So iwe weekenzeru ku skulu na kubola. Ivi vibiri vifunika viendera na uli mgrade bwanji?
9.
Uli mgrade 9. Wozika nzeru ku skulu, ye ayamba manje kufaka nzeru ku skulu na kubola bonse bibiri viendera na pamozi. Osatairira chimozi no ikanzeni kuli chimozi. Ivi vintu vibiri vifunika viendera na tagwirizana? Okay, zikomo. Wishing you all the best, young man, and iwe takona kudala talent. That's why na coach bakuchosama. Uzache bakuchosera? Suziba. Uona bwanje bakuchosera mocha.
Suziba bamna banchosera.
Okay, gani kuze cheba kuchosera. Uzi okaenda kubola. Wambochaisa waonekera tutesa. Kocha mangala chabataona tu uyu ni wabola mfana uyu. Muchose ni mona pita kudala matrao zituoneko bena. So iwe unkaliche pali kamina akamwaeketa kambapo wakazi wakamwaekeni kambapo. Nikaja kamwelao cheba kuchosera mumutu unkaliche convince that ndio chabola. That's why bakuchosama tubupumule baoneko bena. Iwe ndio waonekera kudala Emmanuel. Thank you so much for coming to these trials Emmanuel.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. We had Emmanuel Banda, one of the boys that is in grade 9, and he joined us this morning. He came for trials and he's done his participation, he's played his part, and to see talent of this caliber, these boys that are coming here, is very, very encouraging, Augustine, to say the least.
Yeah, I think it's encouraging to see the likes of Emmanuel coming through at a very young age. He was one of the boys that were very, very impressive when we saw him. That's why we called him for this interview. If you look at young players like Pakayo Saka at Arsenal, he's come through the ranks at Arsenal and is now playing for the senior team. I think these lads should get example from such young players who are fearless at a young age and they're now playing with the big boys at the big league.
Yeah, for sure, and everything that has been planned for is going on as scheduled here, and what we are seeing once again to those who are joining us is a special broadcast that we are coming to you live from KABULONGA Day Secondary School, where we are having trials for the Camnet Stars, the soccer academy that has been launched, which has a very, very well outlined program, and the vision of this particular academy has been well outlined in the earlier interview that we had with our Camnet TV proprietor, Pastor Moses and Victoria Chiruba, that gave us an insight of where they want this particular academy to be in the next couple of years. They want to see Camnet Stars participating in the Zambian Super League. What a beginning, what a way to start. The tournament has already been prepared. So when you look at the background support that the academy needs to have, is exactly what we are seeing now.
Yeah, I think the starting point is always important. I think they have started now. What we want to see next is these guys gracing, I think, the junior national teams, the under 17, the under 20 and under 23s. We've seen academies start like this. I think the likes of Shameo, we've seen Atletico now who are doing very, very well. We saw Paramba Academy some time back, which produced a couple of stars that went on and won the Africa Cup of Nations. EduSport was one of the teams which produced quality players. Karushawara Foundation, K-Stars, it was called. It produced good players. So this is always the best foundation for a young player. I think it's all about the grassroots football. I think we have missed the 3 AFCONs, the last 3 editions of the AFCONs. I think my own opinion was that we lost our way in terms of developmental and grassroots football, and now we are getting back to those levels. We are trying to do much in terms of promoting these young players to get to the high level.
All right, we will be wrapping up this particular short story that we've been watching, this particular trial that is going on, and what is going to happen now is we'll be discussing Augustine, we have some interesting games that are coming up this afternoon in the Zambian Super League, and of course the Eden National University League. And to our dear viewers who are just joining us, we will give you the insights of what is going to happen this afternoon at different stadiums across the country with regards to the Zambian Super League as well as the Eden National University League, the fixtures that will be coming up this afternoon. For now, we will take a very, very short break and we'll be right back.
Tempo 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
You can't pause in. Just give us 5 minutes. It's okay.
That's it is.
Just talk about the fixture. Just give us 5 minutes. Then we can. Was trying with this.
No. Yes.
Oh, okay. Because
oh, you want to check for the game?
Oh, yes. Come back here. I am now as in our power dynamos. Fixture my. Then we'll touch a bit about the. Okay.
So my.
Yeah. So. Nous avons eu fini. Ah, pas ça.
Ok.
John. Et point.
Mother, Happy Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Christmas. To all our Camnet TV viewers, you have been a blessing. The Healing Word Ministries International, the church that my wife and I pastor, you are just phenomenal. May the Lord bless you in 2022.
For the Lord to allow us to enter into 2022 by His special grace, we can only say, Lord, we thank you for your mercies and grace. We've gone through a lot of things in 2021, But God has given us a fresh start, a brand new day. We are entering it with the right footing and putting God ahead of us, knowing that it's by His mercies and grace. We know that we cannot do it without Him. Personally, my husband and I, we cannot do anything without the Lord. We refuse to take Him for granted or think we are any more special than all of you people. May God bless you, Camnet TV viewers. You are just the best. God bless you, world. God bless you, Healing Word Ministries. We love you. And keep watching Camnet TV, because Camnet TV is not just another channel.
You were born
for greatness.
Camnet TV is becoming big and better. You can now watch Camnet TV wherever you are around the world, simply by downloading the Camnet TV app. With Camnet TV app, you only use less bundles. Camnet TV, not just another channel. Camnet TV is becoming big and better. You can now watch Camnet TV wherever you are around the world, simply by downloading the Camnet TV app. With Camnet TV app, you only use less bundles. Camnet TV, not just another channel.